Some more? Oh, fucking songs, bro. All right. Better for me to start the audio recording first or the video?
It
Probably the
says on
audio.
air. It
Right
says on
now?
air. Does that not mean we're live?
Oh yeah, we are live.
You might want to
Let's
edit this
go.
before we start then. Right. So that's a bit of a messy start to this for those that are watching on YouTube.
It's
But
never messy. It's all part of the fucking plan.
Kev didn't even know we started recording. Excellent. Right. Hello and welcome to 2K Fantasy Premier League podcast. I'm your host, Chris the K, and we are just closing up game week 5. We've just seen Martinelli chip Donnarumma for Arsenal equaliser. I was watching it not live, so I was shouting my head off an hour and a half after every other Arsenal fan, but still delighted with the 1-1 result when it looked like we were going to lose, right? So happy with that. And yeah, I'm golf on tangent here, but yeah. And I was saying to Kev, love the cap. And is that a hockey team?
The cap? What cap? You mean my hat? Is that what you mean by that?
Yeah, it's a cap.
Okay.
Baseball cap. What is it? What would you call it?
A golf company, Cobra Golf. Got it with my club. This is Canucks jersey, Vancouver Canucks. It's Quinn Hughes. He's like the captain of the team. He's the best player on the team by like a fucking mile.
But that's hockey, right? Ice hockey.
This is hockey, yeah.
There you go.
This is my main team in life. Like you're Arsenal, this is my main team in life, Vancouver Canucks. But nobody that listens to this will give a shit, except maybe someone like Larry who knows, you know. I would put ice hockey, however you like to call it, with like in Canada as like rugby in Australia. Like you go to Australia and it's fucking rugby. And over here it's like, couldn't tell you one rugby player's name in the entire world. I know who the All Blacks are. You know, there's rugby and you can play rugby in high school and shit over here, but like, it's like the 48th popular sport over here.
Canada's women are quite good. They got to the World Cup final against England, haven't they?
Our women are pretty good at sportsmen. I think a big part of that is women's rights in most of the world, unfortunately. I think our women are good at sports. That's great. I'm happy for them. But when you start getting into like outside of the Western world, they're not really playing sports. It's kind of a shitty situation for them. So I think there's something to do with that. And, you know, just how often they're given the opportunity to even play sports. It's basically in North America and like parts of Europe and Australia and places like that. And then like, you know, it's unfortunately a pretty shitty world still for women out there, which sucks. But I think a big part of it is that. I mean, fucking soccer, our women's team was nuts, dude. Like Sinclair is like one of the best female athletes ever. Like I know who she is, you know what I mean? Like she was that good. But I couldn't tell you one woman rugby player's name, but I couldn't tell you one man rugby player's name. It's just, you know, that's how it is, right? Like ice hockey or hockey here is the bona fide number one sport. I mean, NFL's playing right now, and on a Sunday, it's pretty big here too. Like I was just, as soon as FPL ends, I go straight to Red Zone, starts at 1:00 and all the NFL games start. There's just a lot of sports in North America.
Yeah.
They're slightly different. No one gives a shit about cricket. No one gives a shit about rugby. No one really watches F1 at all here. So it's very different than the peripheral sports in Europe that you all like. Right? Like it's like football and then rugby, cricket, F1. Over here, that's like
probably
popularity in that order would be like soccer would probably be like 8th. F1's probably like 38th. Like it's weird how similar we are. Like we like very similar TV shows and stuff, but then when it gets to sports, it's just like wildly different about what they gave a shit. Over here, it's like NFL, NBA, NHL. What am I missing? Baseball, MLB, which is getting less and less popular. But our team, the Blue Jays, are like number 1 ranked in the AL East right now. So it's like a good season for that. Like they're going to go to the playoffs kind of thing, and that's about to happen. So all those like North American sports are all It's all like, is your team going to the playoffs or not over here is really when fans start getting into it. And that's not really a thing in sports over there. I love... No.
It's a thing in one of the rugby because there's two versions of rugby. The rugby league version, they have like the American style playoff system. But yeah, we don't have anything else.
Over there, I like this better. For football, I love the relegation battle and the promotion battle and how much that means to the fans. That's better than playoffs. We can't have 92 clubs or whatever the fuck.
Well, I'm not sure we can either, because most of them a lot of them like tinkering all the time. Because as you know, with Sheffield Wednesday fan, it just takes one bad owner and you're suddenly in a lot of trouble, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like for Christmas 2 years ago, my brother and I got my dad this big, huge poster of all the football clubs. And then you scratch off which ones he's been to, because he goes to every single Wednesday match. So when he comes, when the schedule is going to come out, and he's planning his my mom and my dad are planning to fly out here to see us for Christmas or for their trip in the summer. My dad comes Christmas and summer, right? But he's like, I gotta wait for the schedule to come out just in case they go to Luton or whatever. I'm not gonna miss that. I'll come later. He's gonna wait to book his flights until he knows exactly.
It must be annoying though. It lands on Boxing Day. It's like, have a great Christmas, Kev.
Exactly. He's not being here for our kids being born and shit. He's like, yeah, I'll come in a few days. Just his life, dude. He's an actual diehard Sheffield Wednesday supporter. His whole life, man.
Can't argue with that. So, yeah. Kev, we should talk about FPL. So, I am thinking. Well, it's been crap. I think it's been a low-scoring week, which is not a surprise, right? Because we had this bit of a debate, right? We were sort of saying it's not a great week for the attacking teams. I put the clean sheet odds up, and the clean sheet odds aren't great. We can go back to normal. We only had 2 clean sheets. It was in the same game. It was sort of back to normal. The clean sheet odds suggested that was what was going to happen. That's exactly how it played out, and it's interesting how you said last week that the number of clean sheets is higher after the international break, which I've never heard before, but I mean, kind of tallied. I mean, we've had, I think, game week 1 and game week 4 had a lot of clean sheets, which I think has maybe slightly skewed our excitement about the defenders. I know we've got the C bit, and that's kind of interesting from my perspective. But what I thought we could do, have a look at both our teams. I have 3 transfers in hand. I think you might do too.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think I've got a few fires, so interesting thoughts on that.
Okay.
I've got a question for you, and then our wonderful listeners have sent in 4 sets of questions, having only asked them 10 minutes ago. So thank you for that, everyone. Much appreciated. Saving the show, otherwise it'd be me and Kev just asking random questions to each other. So, Kev, I think you have the power of the internet in front of you, and you can stick on the. Do you want to show your team first?
Sure. This is my team. So it says 40 points. I don't know what's updated yet or not, because
it's all the bonus updated.
That horrible game week rank that you're seeing of 8.2 million is what it said yesterday. And I think I'm in a unique scenario that having Holland will probably help me a little, because there weren't, and then I also had Semenyo with 5.
And Alderete with 4 and Raya with 2. So you got 20 points today.
Yeah, so I would imagine I'm still in a horrible game week, but my overall that overall rank of 235 and that game week rank of 8.2 million was probably the high watermark of how shitty it went for me.
Yeah.
So I'm probably somewhere in the middle of wherever I was last week, 140,000 overall or something in that.
I mean, I think at this stage of the season, though, the overall ranks are so tight.
If you're up there, you're up there, bud. I'm gonna fucking feel good.
But if you jump 10 points, you'd be top 50k, right? I suspect.
Or how about if I started Esteve instead of Jack Grealish, and I'd have 3 more points? Yeah, so that was sort of my main debate. It wasn't necessarily Esteve versus Jack. It was Esteve or Rodon. And even Pedro Porro versus Jack. At one point, I logged out for a few days last week, and I logged back in, and I had Pedro Porro versus up, which is kind of funny because it would have been still 3 points better if I just had Esteve there. Like, I think this is where I'm not mad that I did what I did. Like, I thought about it, and
Grealish could have returned. Grealish could have returned in that match. There's no doubt about that.
yes and no. Look, he could have returned. He's never returned at Anfield. Everybody's saying Pools look shit defensively. They had kept 2 straight clean sheets going in that game. And the first game where the narrative that they've looked bad defensively, where Bournemouth lit them up for 2, Gravenberch wasn't playing, who is undoubtedly their best CDM. So him being there versus not being there is a big difference.
The thing about Jack was we thought he might get defensive contribution points, and he got to 8. He didn't quite get to the 12, but he got racked up some quite quickly. So in a different world, he might get an assist for you, or in a different world, he might have got the defensive contribution. So I still think playing Jack was the right decision.
I don't.
It wasn't the right.
I don't, and I think, look, as soon as like 2 minutes before the game started, I'm like, this is a derby. Jack Grealish probably going to get a yellow, and he did. Like, I thought about that too.
He got a yellow after the game had finished, the most annoyingly for you.
Yeah. And like, no clean sheet point. Didn't expect that. Look, at the end of the day, this is about the reason I'm angry is when these players blank. Esteve's got a way better chance of getting 4 points than Jack. Yeah, Jack could have got defensive contribution points. For the midfielders, it's such a high number. Like, the defenders get more defensive contributions in general than the midfielders anyway, and they've also got a lower bar to hit. So it's really in favor of this defensive.
Don't the midfielders have the recoveries as well?
In favor of defenders over defensive midfielders. Caicedo's on another planet. He's putting up like 20.
Don't the midfielders get the recoveries as well, though? So they get an extra.
Yeah, but they don't clear the ball. Yeah. So the defenders are getting like the good C-bit type defenders are like the Sanisis and Tarkowskis, and those guys are getting like 6.8 clearances a game. That's where their chunk is coming from, right? The midfielders are not getting clearances unless they're on like heading the ball away on a corner. That's basically the only opportunity they really have to clear the ball away. So like Jack's getting his on recoveries and stuff, but it's not happening as often as you think. It seems to be like very much like a game script scenario, like Semenyo getting all of his today. I think that was a nice surprise for all the Semenyo owners like myself. I don't think I'm going to go into games going forward thinking like he's going to get defensive contribution.
It's interesting though, isn't it? But I guess what makes it interesting is a good midfielder. So Semenyo's got you that today because he had a tough game against Newcastle. Yeah. Reinders got it today because he had a tough game against Arsenal. So it's kind of interesting. It's almost like you've got a midfielder who's been good against the weaker opposition. Against the stronger opposition, they might sneak in your defensive contributions, which is kind of why I played Jack as well. So but anyway, we can. At
the end of the day, man, the 3 points just would have felt a lot better on a low-scoring week like this. Last week, I got 87 points. It probably wouldn't have noticed it. Like I just feel like, where the reason we're talking about this so much is I ended up going Jack because I still catered to this. Like, it doesn't feel fun playing Esteve. The chances of if it's a week where they blank, Esteve has a much higher chance of getting more points than Jack. That's, I think, the reality. And if Jack's away Anfield, I should fucking bench Jack because that's one of the 3 worst, chances of him getting an attack and return type matches he's going to have all season. Like, if he's away versus Arsenal, I should bench Jack and play Esteve, even if he's away Man City, quite frankly, because he's got a better chance at points. And it's like, it's all about like which shittier situation is going to pay me more. And it's Esteve. Esteve and Alderete are absolutely like the best 4-0s by far right now. I think Rodon, Goodmanson, and those Leeds guys are slightly better at potential clean sheets, but they're not as like C-bit heavy. Like Rodon keeps getting like 9. It's really annoying. It's good. I mean, I still like having him because he might get 10 and all that. But if I was to only
I am surprised you didn't start. I'm surprised you didn't start Esteve over Rodon because I just thought Burnley with a better chance for a clean sheet.
Played Wolves. Wolves have been fucking horrible, bro. It's 3-1. They beat them 3-1 as well. Like, I don't know. Right now, Wolves. Okay, here's my
anyway. So we talked about the scores. So what about the team for next week? Next week, I think that's the interesting bit for me. What's the plans? You got 3 transfers, right?
I got 3 transfers. So I'll read out because you can't see it, but I've got it on the screen here. So right now, I've got Rhea starting. Obviously, that's going to happen for me every week. Lacroix's home Liverpool. That's something we need to talk about. Rodon's home Bournemouth. Something else that I want to just quickly say about that is I heard someone else say this. I forget who, but every single Bournemouth game, it's not just like Senesi getting defensive contribution points. Whoever they play, the other team is fucking racking up defensive contribution points each week. So if you look at all of the games, the game logs for the last 3 weeks, whoever plays Bournemouth get way more defensive contribution points that week versus the other weeks that they play. So it's something about Bournemouth's style, and I think it's about how quick they're playing. It's not like oh, they're going wide or oh, they're going deep. It's like
they're going quick. So
they run and they just run immediately and attack like direct. So it's like there's just so many more possessions in the game than a normal standard game that everyone else is playing.
Okay.
So it's just leading to more stats in midfield and clearances and shit like that in general because of the gameplay speed, like the murder ball type style, right? I would imagine if this was a stat we had back when Bielsa came up with Leeds would have tons of defensive contribution points, and so would whoever they play every week because they're just going so fast. So that's really interesting to me. So I see. I'm going to leave Rodon in because I think he's probably going to get like 12 CBIT because of this theory. We'll see.
Okay.
I've got Pedro Porro, Wolves home. Okay.
Got to be, easy.
So Alderete, Forest away. That's interesting to me versus like Lacroix, Liverpool home. Right? Because now, again, I'm into this like probably both of them aren't a clean sheet. So then does Lacroix, who's known for defensive contribution points against a tough team, is he better? Probably. And if they happen to clean Liverpool, he could be on Richards. 12.
I wish I'd gone Richard. Richards has been just as good as Lacroix, if not better. Since
but if you look at all of last season, Lacroix was. This is where my head's at, man. Like,
but Richards is 0.5 cheaper. It just seems like a better bet because.
Sure. Okay, and then I got Esteve City away, second bench, and King Villa away. So Rangers, Burnley home, Grealish, West Ham home, Leeds away for Semenyo, Mo, Crystal Palace away. Chris Wood has Sunderland at home. João Pedro has Brighton at home. Holland has Burnley at home. I think next week's going to be a higher scoring average week by quite a lot. Like every single popular player.
So you are not making any transfers, I presume. Then sounds like you're not making any transfers.
I don't know, man. Here's my conundrum. Okay. I view there's 2 players that I think I have to get into my team here as like season-long holds. You probably know who they are. One's a defender, one's a midfielder. Season-long holds.
There's one Senesi. Yeah. And is one
think about the way I'm playing. Yes. Yeah. I think I need to get them in immediately. So, but then also you've got this thing where Arsenal is about to have good fixtures in 2 weeks and Chelsea is about to walk into good fixtures. I'm sitting there like, does that even fucking matter right now? Like, Senesi and Caicedo just get 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Oh, clean sheet, 10-pointer, 4, 4. Oh, fuck. Caicedo, 5-pointer, 8-pointer, 12-pointer. Like, why am I even targeting people's fixtures? But I wish I wildcarded with those 2 guys in my team. I didn't. I feel like I have to correct that. So now so here's my conundrum. I roll. I'm going to have 4 free transfers next week. I can get Gio in my team, no problem, with 2. Okay. I just go Chris. I have 0.7 in the bank still from my wild card. I go Pedro Porro down to Senesi, and I go Chris Wood becomes Gio. I have enough money in for that. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? Plus, if I change Jack or Semenyo to Caicedo, I'm going to have money in the bank. I don't know if I want to do that right now. I think what I should do is go Pedro Porro down to Senesi this week. I know he has Wolves at home. Senesi has Leeds. I think Senesi can get more points.
I think there's a chance that Porro gets rested because I guess what we haven't talked because I guess Udogi came in this week, right? And then Spence came on for Porro at the end, and I think there's talk that Spence can play right back and left back, right?
Okay, so Do you think it's worth, even though Porro has Wolves at home, just doing this transfer now? Because Sinisi's going to rise at least once this week, dude. He's going to be absolutely staple part of the fucking template. Every single person's going to have Sinisi just locked in their team soon enough. If you're on wildcard, you're obviously getting them. And they still have like decent fixtures for a few more weeks on the clean sheet side as well. Like, I think, like, look, Leeds scored 3 goals this week. Leeds have not been scoring goals. They have not looked like a really good goal scoring team. I don't see them scoring versus Bournemouth the way Bournemouth are playing. Bournemouth are fucking bossing. Bournemouth look really good, man. I think Sinisi's gonna get like a range of like 4 to 10 points this weekend. Pedro Porro's gonna get 6 or 2. I could see Wolves just fucking scoring and me being like, Jesus, why the fuck didn't I just get Sinisi?
I mean, one thing I would say about Spurs is
now he's 4.9 and I can't get Gio because he went up twice. I have enough for him to move once, or I can't do that move and get Gio for Chris Wood. Plus, Chris Wood's probably going to drop in price soon again. So I feel like I have to do this.
I mean, what I would say is, if you look at Spurs, Vicario's made a lot of saves. He's made 4 saves, 5 saves, 4 saves. That isn't sustainable, as was probably kind of proved yesterday.
Right.
The other thing I would say is, there is a question mark of, I mean, you don't want to move Chris Wood to Gio is not the move this week.
No.
Gyökeres, I think, has proved that he's a fat trap bully. He didn't look like he was in the game today from what I saw.
Right.
And I think we'll see some of the it doesn't mean he won't score, right? You can, if you give him a chance, he'll probably score, right? But he's not that. He's just not. I'm going to make some real statement. He's not as good as Haaland. We brought him to help us win the weaker games, but that's when you need him in. We've got those weaker fixtures. So I do think Chris Wood's going to be a problem for you. I mean, you've got to sell Chris Wood.
He's gone no matter what after this week.
He's got to be. Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, yeah,
so
I mean, like that's not a problem. I just hope he does. And I think I have a free price drop in him actually because he kind of went up a bunch earlier.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, do I just do this Sinisi move now?
So you're saying if you do Sinisi move now, you can then go Wood to Gio the week after, and then you'll still have some transfers in hand because it's quite nice having transfers in hand for game week 8 or whatever it is. So after the international break, having a couple of transfers in hand is useful because you may have some fires that you.
There's nothing else in my team I want to do. I mean, I got Rhea, so when everybody starts bringing in Arsenal D in 2 weeks, like I already got one of those covered. I'll move to Gio. I'll have 2 Arsenal. I'll have Sinisi. The only move left to make would be how do I get Caicedo? But their fixtures aren't like amazing until because they got Brighton this week, but then they've got Liverpool at home. Liverpool at home after that. So it's not like everyone's gonna rush to bring Caicedo. Plus, I've been listening to other pods and stuff. People aren't all about Caicedo on them. I thought after last week it was gonna be like getting Caicedo, like. Everybody's still so focused on the attacking returns and the upcoming fixture changes and stuff. And it's like just points being left on the board. Like Caicedo got 4 again this week, dude. My score would have undoubtedly be better if I have him in my team every week, man. Blanking with 4s. Fuck, it's incredible.
Can you stick my team up, Kev? I mean, I won't spend a lot of time on the scores because
you want the score? I can't go to, I guess.
You can go to our league and find me.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Where are you? What's your name again? Victory
Gyökeres. Even though I don't have Victor Gyökeres in my team, so I need to sort that out fairly soon.
His first name is Victor.
Right. So I have 43 points. I got some guy called Sinisi in my team. He seems really good. You should definitely buy him, Kev. So I mean. My big debate this week was, do I start Tosin or Goodmanson or start Petrovic or Dubravka?
Well, you're going to get Goodmanson auto subbed in, aren't you?
No, Tosin played.
I know, I'm fucking with you.
Oh, yeah, thanks for that. The thing is, he didn't start, though, did he? That's the most annoying thing. He didn't start.
So is he dead as a pick now? Because I definitely have no desire to go get him like I did before.
So I look at so the score is what the score is. Even Nielsen over Semenya has been my worst decision. I mean, the Gakpo even Nielsen decision was not being good. Should have just gone Semenya clearly on, and I'd have been much better. I'd have been so much better. Have a decent score now, and Munoz and Lacroix have not worked out for me either. So I am where I don't mind the goalkeeper decision over. I don't mind the Dubravka and Petrovic. Bournemouth look like they're good in defence. And I actually think the Bravka and Petrovic was not a bad shout. It gives me decent points. I think it gives me a good hedge against some of the top goalkeepers like Raya or Vicario in terms of points. But looking ahead to next week, my team. I have 3 transfers. My team doesn't look quite so strong. So if I go through my team, up front, Ivan Nielsen away at Leeds. I guess I'll keep him for that, right? I might as well. I just don't think it's not the right time to move to Gyökeres. Gyökeres has got Newcastle away, so I don't think I move him, but he needs to move the week after, similar to your Wood dilemma. I guess the difference is even Nielsen is nailed in the Bournemouth team. I'm not sure Chris Woods is, but I guess it's irrelevant. You'll sell him anyway.
Right.
I then look at my midfield. Gakpo's the big problem there. You told me not to get him. I shouldn't have got him. But yeah, Gakpo's got to go. So there could be Palace away. I mean, I sell him, he's going to score, right? But he might. I don't sell him, he probably won't start, right? You're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. But I do think him to either Caicedo or Gravenberch. Now, this is the interesting thing for me. We're now at the point where you got all these 5.5s that are really good. Reindeer's proved today that he has to be in my team because he looked good.
Especially
he's so attacking. And
I
haven't really
seen playing every minute for City and he's attacking. You know how rare that is, dude? I know like he hasn't scored every game, so we forget. But just the fact that he's fucking nailed in that starting game sheet. And I think Foden's taking corners away from him, but there's scenarios where he'll be taking corners like
he's taking set pieces. And he got that nice scenario of getting CBIT points in a tough game.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like absolutely nailed on my team. I bought my 5.7, dropped to 5.6. He'll be back at 5.7. He's got Burnley at home. He just got 9 points.
I think even if their fixtures change, he's just not going to move from my team unless he loses his starting spot.
Yeah,
like he's just in my team. I could see me selling Jack or Semenyo before selling him to get Caicedo. I got some questions for you, but go on through your plans first.
So there's part of me thinks, because we got these 5.5s popping off, right? You've had Reindeers doing it. You had Zubimendi last week. I don't think Zubimendi's the pick because he's not going to get the CBIT. You've got Caicedo who's been doing CBIT every week and he has popped off with a couple of goals. You've got Gravenberch, who scored 2 goals now and 1 assist. He's getting CBIT as well. Not as consistent as Caicedo, but Gravenberch is, as you say, the heart of that Liverpool team. He's 5.5. Yeah. He's a bargain. There's part of me that goes, is the best midfield to have Reindeers, Gravenberch, Caicedo, Mo, and then you've got the money to get Haaland, Pedro, and then either Isak or Gyökeres, and then you can still have some decent defenders at the back. Because what I would also say, based on, is City suddenly look like they've got a better defense. And I know, and Donnarumma's a much better. You know, Edison always used to like those random goals at the end of the game. And you go, oh, you could have saved that, man. It's like you didn't bother.
Yeah,
Donnarumma's not going to be like that. They've gone for the best goalkeeper.
Yeah, they had Ederson because he was good at passing, and they flipped that, but shit at saving. Donnarumma's like elite at saving and shit at passing.
Yeah, but the thing is, but they had but I would say suddenly a City defense. But my point is, if you went cheap, so for me that would sell Gakpo, sell Grealish.
Yeah,
selling Grealish feels a bit tricky at the moment. But I wouldn't say this week. I'm thinking, but long term, that's what I'm weighing up: is Gravenberch or is Caicedo the right move? I know Gravenberch is like the shiny new thing because he's the 5.5 that popped off this week. But this week it was Gravenberch and Reindeers. Last week it was Zubimendi and Caicedo. I guess the argument is Caicedo has been the one that's been ticking along consistently throughout. So
in the game.
I guess my issue is if I sell,
best at ticking along nicely in the game, dude. Yeah. He had 23 CBIT the other game, then he had 17.
Yeah. So
look, Gravenberch just quote unquote hauled. I think that's a little bit of that's going on. Little bit of Chris is a fucking sicko for the differential going on in your head. Likes it to be just a little bit different for some reason. Like Caicedo's so obvious. You're like, what about Gravenberch? Why? Just go for fucking Caicedo. It's better.
So I think I probably will go Caicedo. I think Gakpo to Caicedo is the move for me, right?
Okay, so then here's my question, man, because I've got that person Caicedo that I also want, but like I don't really want to sell Jack, so then the options are: do I sell Semenyo?
Or you make King better.
Or sell Mo. But like you going Caicedo over Semenyo is really interesting to say. Semenyo's fucking destroying you. Everyone else in the game is getting him, and it does not look like he's slowing down. And it's so like, are you just gonna ignore him?
Yeah, well, I think Bournemouth's attacking fixtures drop off.
I think there's also something to like. They started off really hot last year, and they play that similar high tempo murder ball, and then like, do their legs get tired, and all of a sudden, it drops off. It's different. It's different owning an asset versus like needing to acquire this asset that's white hot, because it's a lot easier to just like do nothing and keep them in your team until they go cool, versus the actual acquiring them when you're like, well, how many more good fixtures are actually left? Like how much more has this guy got in the tank? And then it's just the risk of sitting there and ruining your season can happen is the thing, right? Like that happened with the player, I forget who it was, a year or two ago, where it was just like, we're sat there like, this can't keep up, right? And then it was just like 6 more weeks and we were fucking miles behind everyone else. And he's like this huge template favorite and everyone had him but us. And it was like, shit, we should have got him, man. Like, I'm just worried that happens to you if you don't go get Semenyo.
But the thing with going Caicedo is it gives me the cash to go and like reinvest. So it means I can get you Gio next week.
Right.
It means I can make. So my only issue price wise now is because Caicedo went up. I don't think I've got enough money to make Minnows into big gaps. But has Saliba dropped to 6? Did he drop to 6?
He's 6.
Okay, fine. I get Saliba.
He dropped to 5.9, but he started almost got defensive contributions, but again, they just don't get them.
But I look at my team and I go, but my defense is where the issues are. And I don't really like making defenders because Tosin's now an issue because he got dropped. Now, the only thing I would say is he got dropped. He obviously came on after 5 minutes when the keeper got sent off. But then Fofana, who had started over him, got subbed in 60-odd minutes.
I know.
So it's like, okay.
It's a stay away now. It's a stay away now. Like,
yeah, Tosin's a stay away. But my issue now is, when do I sell him? Because I'm like, and who do I sell him to?
Alderate. I think you go down there.
I mean,
you don't have a cheap D. There's 2 like these guys are getting
good,
like
Goodmanson.
9s.
I've got Goodmanson.
Do you? Oh yeah,
I've got Goodmanson. So I'm looking at it going. I guess the interesting thing is, if I made Tosin something really cheap, I could actually keep Minnows and make Lacroix into Saliba, which is interesting. Because I kind of think I'm a bit torn which of my Palace defenders to keep. And as I said at the start of this, I was really thinking of Richards or even Guy here on my wild card, more Richards. And I wish I'd gone with Richards because just give me that extra cash because he's been much better than Lacroix. Lacroix has not been as good as I was promised he was going to be. He's been crap, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't see today. I'm curious what happened because he's putting up like 14 CBIT the first few games. And last year he was like 2nd in the league for CBIT. So like, what's happened?
Yeah.
Why did he get 5 today? Is it just a weird one?
So, but I've got an immediate issue as well, which is for this week, I've got Tosin home to Brighton, which I can no longer trust.
No.
I've got Sinisi away at Leeds, obviously going to play him.
Mm-hmm.
I could now play Goodmanson at home to Bournemouth because you convinced me I might get some CBIT. And I got Minnows home to Liverpool, which isn't. I mean, to be fair, Minnows home to Liverpool might not be the worst thing in the world if they're attacking like Palace can attack. So maybe I don't need it, but then you play all that through. You then suddenly say, I don't really need to make a defender substitute this week or sale this week. And then like, well, do I have to sell Gakpo to Caicedo this week? Do I need, would you prefer Caicedo home to Brighton or Gakpo away at Palace? I mean, it's mad to be even having that conversation, right?
Like, there's no real worry on fixture difficulty with CBIT. That's the thing. It's like in a bad fixture, there's a higher likelihood they get CBIT.
Yeah,
it's worse playing Pedro Porro Wolves home because he won't get CBIT, and if they happen to sneak a goal in, I just get 2 points. Where if Esteve has like away City, he's gonna get 4 points most likely, because I know they can get lit up, but also they're gonna play deep defensive ball, and that's what they're sort of known for all last year in the championship. So like it's more realistic they let in 1, maybe 2 goals than get absolutely throttled like they have been in previous Burnley style seasons versus City. Like I think, and then if they happen to shut down City, Stephe's going to get 11 points. So it's like this upside's there and a higher floor, where Porro is like a 2-6, Esteve is like a 4-11.
So
same with, I guess, home Liverpool, right? Like I think he gets CBIT this week based on this.
Probably, yeah.
Like both of them probably do. I don't think you need to bench them. I think Gakpo is a worse pick than them because he doesn't get CBIT when he blanks, and his blank potential is more just because Liverpool are spreading the ball around too much.
I mean, he's had chances. He's had chances both the last couple of games to have got some returns for me, but he hasn't done it. He may not start, right? There's a chance he doesn't start. I think but if I play through my defense in my head, Sinise and Goodmanson are the only two that I'm sat there going, I can see them staying in my team for the rest of, until my next wild card.
Sure.
But the rest of them, Tosin, clearly there's an argument to sell him. Munoz and Lacroix, there's an argument to sell both of them as well at some point. I don't necessarily have to have any Palace defenders because their defense, their fixtures do fall off a cliff, and it's a lot of money to have players that you don't really fancy every week.
Yeah.
The thing with Tosin is the fact that he got back on and then he stayed on when Fofana went off. It's kind of maybe they decided that Tosin's good enough to keep him, and Chelsea's fixtures do pick up in a couple of weeks. And you're like, okay, maybe I keep on hold of that. So
you're going to get rid of him eventually, man. There's just too much uncertainty, and once they start playing more regular, like European ball, like he was rotating his keeper last year. Like that whole back line's not safe. They got backups for everybody. And Tosin's not like getting 14 CBIT kind of thing. He's like just kind of getting near it, like a roto.
Yeah, no,
I feel like he's worth dishing. So let me ask you this: it feels to me like you've got 2 to 4 players where you're not sure which one to sell first. Would you like to? So I think could you put it in a scenario where like you just kind of watch the prices, and if one of them's about to fall, be like, I'll just deal with this guy first then. At least save some team value with a 0.1. I mean, there's no real thoughtful strategy on why I'd sell Tosin before I sell Gakpo, before I sell Lacroix or whatever. So like whichever one's about to lose me team value, I think Lacroix's 5-1, so he's probably good for a bit. Because you would have got him at 5. But like if Tosin's about to drop from 4-5 to 4-4, be like, fuck, I'll just move him off now. Because like you gotta move him anyway. There's no like I've got built up transfers. So I might as well like try to hold on to some team value here. Like I don't want to play for team value, but it's sort of like a tiebreaker because you don't seem 100% certain on who you want to sell here.
No, I'm not. I think my issue is, I'm just a bit torn I'm just a bit torn the whole lot, really. I think I'm a bit uncertain about the defenders. If I thought Tosin would actually get his place or hasn't lost his place or keep his place, I'm like, well, he still seems like a fairly good pick when Chelsea have got good fixtures.
You're just not going to know this. There's no way for you to know this. Fofana's getting stronger, not weaker.
Yeah. Anyway,
who do you want? D? You want Arsenal D, right? Or you want who? Who cheaper than Arsenal D do you want?
I think there was also an argument not to get any Arsenal D. That's you could also play that through, right?
Agreed.
You could. So, and that's the other debate I've gone for, because you went Raya in goal for the reason of you didn't really like the defenders and you thought you had better cheap defenders.
Yeah.
And I went for the cheap goalkeepers because I thought they could match Raya, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because of the narrow range of the goalkeepers, and we could both be right if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. And
then if you play that through, I don't need any Arsenal D. Anyway, I guess this is the debate that I think anyone on the wild card should be having in their head, which is, I know do you want the greater security of clean sheets from Arsenal? The only 2 teams that scored on us have been Man City and Liverpool, right? One was Haaland, who was the greatest goal scoring machine, and one was a Wonder free kick. So there is a strong argument that we get clean sheets every week. So there is a very strong argument just to get an Arsenal D in.
You've let in 2 total goals versus the 2 best possible teams you could play. And they let in one, and they scored 1 each total, like not many.
Yeah. So
like
right
defensively.
So
it's just big Gabs. Everybody's got this hard on for this guy. Like Sinisi's getting more points, dude. You know what I mean? Like it's like I don't have big Gabs and I don't have Sinisi. I need to go get Sinisi.
Yeah, like, that's it. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of where it comes to, isn't it? So I'm sat here with that's my debate in my head. I think Gakpo to Caicedo is a good chance. Sorry, what do you say?
You want me to show some other team or any bullshit like that? What do you want me to do? I've turned it back to just us.
So, question of the week for you. Okay. Across the 4 positions, which 4 players have risen the most in price?
Semenyo. Yeah. Midfield Semenyo. Keeper. Fuck, I haven't really been paying attention at all, man. It's going to be Raya or Vicario, I think. So I don't think anybody's gone up twice. I think Raya, Vicario. I mean, maybe what's our Burnley keeper's name again? Dubravka, maybe he's gone up. I knew Vicario and Raya are going up, so I'll just pick Vicario. So I don't know if Raya actually did go up yet. I think Vicario did, so I'll go Vicario. Defense. Okay, Sinisi's at 4.7. Is that the most? Has there been like some fucking gangbusters? Everybody must go buy them bandwagon D. I don't really think there has. Like Chalaba keeps scoring, but nobody gives a fuck. You know what I mean?
Well, you do if you went tossing over Chalaba.
Yeah, exactly.
Changed my life.
It's 5 million, and it's just like I don't want. The whole back line's at risk, not just Tosa. Then Dyke, I think, went up 0.1. Anyone else go up more than that? Did Timber or someone like that, or Calafiore go up more than 2? I know Sinisi's gone up 2. I think Timber might have gone up 2, maybe 3. Maybe it's Timber. I'll just go Sinisi though, whatever. And then who forward? Who's been getting all the points? João Pedro, Holland. Holland's price won't have really moved much though. Yet. Who else is there? Chris Wood went up twice and he dropped. Who are the other forwards? All the forwards are fucking garbage again. It's like there's 7 now. There's like they all suck. Holland and JP are a must. I'll just go. I don't even know if JP went up because he started so high, right? Fuck. Who is there? I'll just go JP, João Pedro.
Okay.
Did I get any right?
Goalkeeper. Only 1 goalkeeper's risen, which is surprising.
Who?
And it was Vicario. 0.1.
For 1, I'll take that and leave. 1 for 4.
Defender. 1 defender's gone up by 0.3.
Ah, fuck. Timber or Calafiore?
Timber.
Okay.
That 24-point haul, whatever it was.
Almost picked him just because I knew he'd gone up 2. And I knew Sinisi was 2, but there was a chance. So I should have went him. All right.
Midfielders, obviously it was Semenya. He's 0.6. Just for record, Grealish is
7 tonight.
Grealish the second is 0.3.
Yeah. Semenya's going to go up again tonight.
Forwards, it's João Pedro at 0.3. But interesting, Ekitike must have been at 0.3, but he's dropped to 0.2 because he's dropped back in price. But for record, Haaland and Richarlison have both gone up by 0.2 as well.
Nice. So I almost went perfect. That's what you're telling me.
But 75%.
And I even mentioned the one I got wrong is which one should I pick?
Well, didn't get more right. So good effort though. Well done. Right. So let's jump to some questions, and it might be worth sticking a team or 2 on this. I've got a few questions thrown in. Right. Okay.
You want me to go to our league and pull whoever asks its team up?
Yeah. So. There's 2 people with a team so we'll look at Sandy's and Dave C's team at some point. But first question, Matty asks, if you had Eze, would you move off?
Move off. Is this Matt Mahoney?
Yeah, your mate.
He's got Eze. Yeah, this is him. All right, his team's up. Okay, would I move off of Eze? Not now. They're about to go into their good fixture run.
Yeah, I think if you back the horse, you kind of got to stick with it for the time being. In my view, I can see his question mark is because he didn't start, but he looked good when he came on. He set the goal up, right?
Yeah, but the problem is no bonus, no CBIT.
Yeah, that's his issue.
2 attacking returns to get any extra points. This guy got you 4 points with an attacking return. Semenyo got 5 without. Think about that, man. That's fucking crazy. Caicedo got as many points as Eze this week. Didn't do anything. That dumbest fucking game we were playing ever this year. Because every single answer is go get Caicedo. Actually, you should sell Eze, go get Caicedo. I changed my mind. Even though he's got a sparkling fixture run. Because Saka's not playing yet. Did Odegaard play?
Saka played second half.
Did Odegaard play?
No.
I mean, Eze's minutes just going to get worse.
Yeah, I mean, and also Martinelli came off the bench in Champions League, scored an assist. Came off the bench today, scored. Yeah. So he's going to start playing left mid, as you say.
Change my answer. Get rid of him. Bad pick. Which sucks that this game is now that Eze's a bad pick.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't buy him at the moment. I think of all the Arsenal thing is with Arsenal, the only 2 players, 3 if you push it, that I think are worth getting. Attacking wise, the only 2 players I think are worth getting are Declan Rice and Gio. But even Declan Rice got dropped the other week. But I mean, Declan Rice is getting defensive contributions and he's on a lot of the set pieces, and he will get the occasion pop off with the occasional goal. Yeah. He's 6.5 million, and there are better 5.5 million options out there, which is the issue with Declan Rice.
I'm looking at his team. His team's pretty good. Like, he has no issues. So he's got Tosin. But like, he's going to play Rodon this week over Tosin. I think you do change Eze, man.
Yeah,
I think.
I guess my question is: could you change Eze? And can you make Foster into someone better? Could you make Foster into? It's about. Could you get Foster into Gio at some point? Have you got enough money? Could you? I don't know how much money he's got in the bank, but if you could sell Eze down to Caicedo, obviously. Tosin to another 4.0 because he's got Lacroix, Sinisi, Byrne, Rodon. So he goes for older, your man. That just give him like 2.5 million. That makes Foster an £8 million striker, which isn't quite enough. I realised for is that how much Foster is? Foster's only 5. That might be an issue.
I don't mind that as a third forward. I think if I only had 2 playing forwards, I would want to upgrade King. Like, I'd go Eze down and King up. Like, I really think part of the debate we should have at some point is like, Gio's 9 million, he gets 6 or 2, where fifth midfielders get 4 or what's better and don't cost 9 million. So like, we want Gio for the good fixture run where he might brace in all those games, and then he's probably really overpriced. Like you said, flat track bully or whatever. Where is he an option? But like,
interesting.
Haaland's on fire getting goals. If Haaland goes cold, we should get rid of him. Play a 5-4-1, 4-5-1. Like, actually, get Tarkowski, better pick. Like, it's dumb, but this anyway. I just think the only reason my team's gonna go Haaland, JP, Gio is because I feel like the cheap D are just such a cheat code right now, and you're getting 4, 8, 9 points out of them, right? I know I got 2s and stuff too, but so did these expensive guys. Tosin got 0, whatever. So my point is, it's unlocked it so you can have Haaland and Mo and all these heavyweights, but the reality is, like, the Caicedos are the players that we should be getting in as the other players in our team. Caicedos and Reinders or whatever.
I mean, as we started talking about this, I'm going, what I could do is I could go, screw getting Gio. Yeah. I could go with 3 transfers. I could go Semenya, cover that issue, get Caicedo for king.
Exactly.
And I can make even Ilson someone cheap.
Yeah.
And then I have money in the bank to make 2 Arsenal D if I really want, you know, if I wanted to go, I go Saliba and Big Gabs if I want to just cover the Arsenal attacking fixtures.
Dude, honestly, I mean, think about it. Semenyo's a better pick than Gio. He just, unless he cools down, he's a better pick than Gio, dude. Like getting defensive contribution points as well now on penalties.
But the thing
These
is,
last 2 weeks, like he was a good pick before 2 weeks ago, and since then, add penalties and Seabit to his fucking arsenal. We didn't even know that was a thing, and he was already a good pick. Now he's that's also happened, and clean sheet points. And he's fucking way cheaper. Yeah, like Semenyo for sure above Gio. Gio's just fun, sexy. What like Gio to me is gonna be like,
and he's in my team name, so I hate it when people have someone in the team name that don't have the player.
I do think there's something to having the 5 mids though, because Caicedo's a thing.
Yeah, but if I had a midfield of Caicedo, Reindeers, Semenya, Mo, Grealish, you'd go, that looks pretty good every week. You just
and
play
then you
that
have
every week.
5 awesome Ds. So like if you ever need to bench Rangers, you just could.
Yeah, perhaps I'll play with that because I mean he's picked the right cheap forward in Foster.
I agree. Yeah, he's looked great. His team's good. Sell Eze. Fuck it. Get Caicedo. Actually,
sell Eze and make Tosin into a second Arsenal defender. Go for double Arsenal D. If you want to do something different, if you want to go Arsenal attacking, do that. Because that's kind of what we're saying. Would you prefer Tosin and Eze or Caicedo and Big Gabs and £1 million in the bank?
Yep. What's the next question?
That's kind of the debate. Sandy's team, if you can get there.
I don't know. Let's see.
Where is Sandy in our league?
I'll find him. You
18th
question.
18th, right. So his questions are, oh gosh, Captain Palmer. Oh,
bro, his team is fucking flagged.
So
max, dude.
What to do if I have Palmer?
Pardon?
So what should he do with Palmer? He's got to sell Palmer. So I was there was part of me, you know, when Palmer came off the bench and scored last week and thinking, oh, Palmer's back. You know, Palmer's back. Well, is he back? But
no.
I
thought, fuck, this guy scored 1 goal in 20. Finally.
I think the issue we've got. I just need to plug my laptop in before it gives up on me. I didn't realize it wasn't plugged in. The problem with Palmer I have now is he had that injury last season. He's got this injury this season. He came off with that injury. I will not get Palmer until I am certain that guy is fully fit. And I think that's going to be quite a few games down the line because he's up. But I feel like he's had the same injury last season as well. And it seems to have coincided with a drop off in form. The other thing with Palmer is you've got João Pedro there who's doing better than him. Mm-hmm. And okay, I may have the wrong defender, but Chalobah has been doing really well for them. He's a much better pick. So he's got better alternative. Thing is, last season he didn't even have an alternative, but João Pedro is just clearly the main man there now. So I just think you've got to get rid of him, unfortunately. I mean, hopefully you got some transfers in hand because you definitely need to sort that
the other week about telling him to take a hit to get rid of him from Mo, if you remember. Obviously he hasn't, so I don't know what he's done with his transfers here. 0.
Okay.
Transfer 0. That means he didn't make a transfer last week, right? If it says that, because I can't see his.
Yeah.
But I think it's Palmer to either Caicedo or Semenyo right now. He's also got Murillo there. He's got De Kuiper, but like those guys can sit on your bench, whatever. I think it's Palmer to Semenyo or Caicedo or Jack, but I think because Jack's just had tough fixtures and hasn't returned, he's not on our minds right now. Where Semenyo's just in fucking beast mode. He's up there with like Holland.
Yeah.
Just getting points, shitting out FPL points, whether because he's a fucking actual attacking return monster, or now he's getting C-bit, good fixtures, and then Caicedo's like shitting out points a different way, where he just gets C-bit all the time, but every once in a while gets attacking return. So yeah, I got a question while Sandy's team's up though, which is where do you put Bruno in this mix? Because he's sort of like is up and around these CBIT points. I know he's looked off of it. Then he gets his goal. He gets a 10-pointer. I mean, he's now got 2 10-pointers and blanks in every other week. Kind of like Jack Grealish has a 10-pointer, 11-pointer, and blanks in every other week. Difference is Jack played like 11 minutes in one game and looked really good. So, and the difference is Bruno, like he's not getting these defensive contribution points every single fucking week like everybody thought he would. Like that's what Caicedo's doing.
What I guess. Okay, Bruno versus Grealish, 3 million quid and a bit more. Bruno's on pens and gets defensive contributions
more often.
But is that worth three and a bit extra million? Probably not. But it may. But I guess where it turns, if Man United turn the corner, right, is this weekend the one that turns the corner. The thing that worries me, well, I don't care, but if I was a Man United fan, what would worry me is Amorim saying, they were 2-0 up, and then he said something afterwards about, nothing's ever easy for us. We always make it hard for ourselves. He was very negative after having what was, a big win for him, given how the season had been going.
Probably
I just found it was very
back in the game later on, even though they were up. Didn't Chelsea score a goal late?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I mean, well, because Casemiro got sent off. And then second half, Chelsea were just pummeling them. But yeah, Casemiro, the most experienced player, decided to get sent off. Utterly stupid. And when you 2-0 up and you're playing against 10 men, what a ridiculous decision. But I think he was kind of, he's being truthful. We made it hard for ourselves in a position where we're 2-0 up against 10 men. Everyone wins those games, but we tried our best not to. Is kind of what he was saying, but it seemed very negative. Anyway, that's it. That's my issue with Man United. Until they start having some form, you kind of Bruno is a bit of a one-man wagon. Is it? The thing is, if Kuna and Bumo start firing, you go, yeah, we're going to get this guy.
Totally. Okay, so here's where my head's for my team has been sort of jostling it the last few days. Is it better for me to get Bruno or is it better for me to get Gio and like play a 5 minutes? Same as what I was just talking about. I've been thinking about that. Like, I think what it comes down to is similarly to how I just played Jack over Esteve. Like, Bruno's probably over like 10 weeks gonna get more points because he's gonna get these defensive contribution points every once in a while.
Yeah.
Where Gio's just gonna be way more fun to watch and like cheer for, and like why I play. Where like I don't really like watching Man United. I just feel like there's this dark cloud over them. Even their fans just like to bitch and moan about the Glaziers and whatever the fuck's going on there. And it's like, okay, like they have debt. So what? They bought every fucking player you guys have wanted in the last 5 years, haven't they? They got Bumo, they got Cunha. Who else did you want? They got him. They bought Sancho when you all screamed for Sancho. Now he sucks. Can't get rid of him or whatever. So I just feel like is the whining about the owners because they're not buying players because they are. They had like one of their best transfer windows ever just now. Like
it's the amount of debt they're in off the back of it.
Why would fans care about that? You need to know what's going on with EBITDA and the operations of the company you cheer for. I don't know how much the Canucks fucking owe the bank. Like, I just find that weird. Anyway, it's like a whole different conversation. I just feel like there's this like negative cloud in the media, and when you watch like Sky Sports and after the match, maybe it's because Keane's on the paddle. It's just fucking miserable. Like this miserable view from him, and because he's just this grumpy guy generally anyway or something. Like, I don't know what it is, but like, like Micah's laughing his ass off, and who's the Liverpool dude?
Redknapp.
No. Always with Micah.
Oh, Carragher.
Carragher's always fucking joking around and shit, and Keane's just it's just like, you know what I mean? I think, is that part of it? Like, it's like this negative. It's like if a Man U game's on, like Keane's gonna be there too, I guess. Like Neville's not like that. I guess he jokes around and shit, but it's just weird. I don't know what it is. They can't, like, they won, and there's still this weird cloud. Like you're talking about the comments after, and like it's I don't know what it is. So like I don't love. And then Bruno, like if they're losing, he gets all bitchy and stuff. It makes me not like him, and.
But no, I get that.
So it's just sort of like I'd rather have Gio in my team, dude. I'd rather cheer for Gio than.
The thing is, this is the problem I'm sat with now, right? I really want Eze in, or Saka or Gio in my team, But to actually do well at this game, that might not be the right answer. And I'm not liking that as the outcome, if that kind of makes sense.
Exactly. Like I should play Esteve over Jack. Ultimately, I was like, fuck. I want to cheer for Jack the lad to score a goal, not Esteve to get 10 CBIT.
Yeah.
So
two things to say on Sandy. So you go to Sandy's next question, but
sure.
I should also say in Sandy's team, Murillo and Sarr didn't play, so he's getting 13 points off the bench. So he's going to get 50 points, which is great. So well done, Sandy. He's got 50 points. He's beaten both of us. So that should be a green arrow for him, which is good.
Nice.
Right.
Good problem to have then.
Sandy Radford also asks, should I persist with Watkins for his delicious fixtures or give up and turn him into JP?
Definitely.
You've got to sell Watkins. I was chatting to a guy at work who's a Villa fan, and he said, and I forgot about this. He said, we were this bad at the start of last season, but it was forgotten or kind of it was masked over because Duran kept coming off the bench and being incredible for us. And since we've lost him, we've lost that. And he said, we've lost all pace. He wasn't convinced by the who's the guy that got from Liverpool that I almost went for in my wild card.
Dude, I was gonna say that. He the guy that looks like that fucking Josh Harlow.
Elliot.
With the curly wet hair.
I
watched the game today. That was the game I was watching.
Okay. I haven't seen
for
it.
an Alderade is fucking 10 CBIT hard, baby. So I'm watching that game. And dude, that guy's a beast. He is the bar. I was like, oh my God, I fucking fell out of my lazy boy chair. And Kim was like, what's going on in there? I'm like, oh, dude, this fucking 4 million defender has hit the post. I'm
sure Kim was delighted.
Marlowe ran in. He's like, what's going on in here? I'm like, oh, dude, you wouldn't believe it. Anyway, so I was watching. Harvey Elliott comes on. I'm like, all right, here we go, right? He's just He's jogging in there, like, give me the ball, and then turns around and passes it back. I'm like, what did that do, dude? Then he runs over here and he runs over there, gets the ball, turns around and passes it back. I'm like, are you gonna like get the ball and turn and attack at any point here, dude? And then I thought Jadon Sancho actually looked really good when he came on for like 3 minutes, where he would actually open up some space and then get the ball in there. But Elliott didn't do fucking anything. Morgan Rogers was straight up missing passes. There was one point where it was just they were doing this half moon thing where Sunderland were sitting back, and I'm like, dude, it's 3 minutes. Nobody's even looked at the net. They're just like going left and right. And then finally it came left to Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers missed it. It rolled out of bounds. And I was like, this is diabolical. Ollie Watkins got in and had an absolute huge chance to win the game, just fucking missed. Then he had another shot. This was offside. Shot it right at the keeper. But it was offside, but still, dude, I'm like, there's the confidence is gone. They're a good fixture run. Best fixture run they have all season's about to end, and they're like 19th in the league. Like, this isn't good. They haven't even really started Europe yet. They're going to have way harder fixtures now. It's definitely time. I'm shocked their prices haven't fallen huge. Like Watkins' price, because I think now, like, the people asking these questions are finally going to be like, yeah, I got to sell. So now you're going to see his price drop. Like, I think also people were holding him because they're like, oh, easy swap to Gio in 7. So they're thinking like, oh, one more game. The fixture's good. You got to ignore this fixture, man. You got to get rid of this guy.
I think the issue, I mean, from what I also gather, Rodgers has been poor. You kind of just described that. And they don't have any pace, which is probably why Sancho was so good for them. But anyway, yeah, Watkins is definitely sell. Now, of course, he'll probably score as soon as you sell him, and that's kind of sod's law, right? But common sense says Pedro's a much better pick than Watkins.
Definitely.
I mean, if you have transfers in hand, Watkins, even Nielsen out to. Anyway, yeah. Anyway,
I think JP is a better pick than Gio. Still, although everyone's going to start buying Gio next week.
Here's an interesting question, but Sandy's other question is a bit broader. Any thoughts on when you might use your remaining pre-Christmas chips? So, have you just got triple captain left? Is that right, Kev?
Yeah, I think so. Should I use it this week? Yeah, let's get rid of it. See how high I can get.
I mean, so to be clear, everyone's going to have Haaland captain, so we don't really have to debate who's the captain choice is.
Yeah.
I think the debate is he triple captain this week? For me, it's a no.
I think for me, it's maybe a no, but yes, definitely it's a shout. And yes, I think it's going to be like a 240% EO kind of week. Like if you just haven't, although a lot of people haven't actually gotten him in yet.
Yeah, I think you see a few people free hit him, which will obviously mean they can't triple captain him. So for me, I'm going to captain Haaland. I don't see myself triple captaining him, but let's see if my mood changes as you kind of he is on a hot streak, but are Burnley good enough to hold them up, or could they? I mean, I think he's got a credible record against Burnley as well. So when you start reading these facts, you might suddenly go, "Yeah, I might just go for it."
So Burnley's. So when they're at home,
but they're good at home. Not so good.
It's night and day. I mean, okay, so Tottenham, they were away. They let in 3 goals, 2.32 XG. Then Sunderland, they kept the clean sheet, 0.66 XG. XGC, I should say, conceded. Man United away, they let in 3 goals. They let in 3.63. Liverpool, 2.45 XGC, but only let in the 1 goal. But they were playing with passion and stuff again because they're at home. So like the goals conceded expected is just way better at home, and the actual experience is way better at home. Like they've outperformed their XGC in all 3 games. So again, Sunderland 0.66, but they didn't let in any. Liverpool 2.45, they only let in 1. Forest 1.10, they only let in 1. Where Man United away, they underperformed in their XGC, and Spurs pretty close, but they still let in 3. So this is an away game. Based on what we've seen, they've let in 3 goals every game away so far. Haaland's on a tear. I think it's a good shout. The other question I think we need to do is we need to look at like the rest of the fixtures.
Well, so if you look at Haaland's fixtures, he's got Everton at home in 18 in game week 8. He's got Leeds at home in game week 13. He's got Sunderland at home in game week 15. He's got West Ham at home in game week 17. So there are other options out there. Sorry.
So when is the last game week? The 19th? Yeah, that's the 30th.
Yeah. He's got Leeds, Sunderland, West Ham, Everton all at home. So he's got 4 other good home fixtures.
He's in white hot form now.
Yep.
Last year he was in white hot form. Then he went into, I don't know. What's the opposite of that? Fucking purple, cold, terrible form. I mean, it's you know, where who else do you triple captain? Obviously, Palmer's out of the equation. I mean, I'd say Mo's out of the equation because of how broad-based their fucking attack is right now. We don't know how he looks with Isak. Still, we don't have a fucking view on this yet. We're going into game week 5 or 6. I don't even know what we're going into here. And 6. And we still need to see how Isak looks with the team. It's crazy. Like, I feel like it probably isn't the worst week. Like, if you're going to go Haaland, the fact that he's in form means a lot. The fact that Burnley have let in 3 goals a game away means a lot.
The only thing in my mind is I'm sure there was something around the conference. The conference thing that Palace are in. Mm-hmm. I think that clashes with some League Cup quarter final because for some reason the Conference League doesn't play in the same weeks as the Champions League and the Europa League, and I don't know why. It's playing in slightly different weeks. And I think one of the league games in the Conference League clashes with the quarterfinals of the League Cup, which I'm going to research. Because if that's the case, and Palace somehow get to the League Cup quarterfinal, which isn't out of the question, they're a decent side. They've shown that even without, even with losing their better players, that could create a double game week.
Okay, so this is a double game week show. Okay, let me just say this one comment. I'm looking at Wolves here because to me they're the worst team. Like City pumped them. We saw,
and it's very hard to sack the manager because they just got a 3-year extension, which is insane.
If I look all the way to game week 19, I mean they have Liverpool away, Arsenal away, Chelsea away. Like Palmer, Gio or Saka or whatever, and Mo all have a home game versus Wolves. Like Mo in game week 18. So if you wanted to hold on,
with that isn't he AFCON though?
I don't know.
Because don't we get the 5 transfers in game week 15 or 16, which makes me think,
fuck it, Isak, triple captain Isak that week. So my point is, if you wanted to wait till near the end to use it to see if some double game week did happen, and give yourself that option that like everybody that's gonna fucking blow their load early here is gonna use it on Holland.
So
but Holland is hot as fuck, and Burnley have been shipping 3 goals a game away, so it's not a bad week to do it.
So I'm going to do some research and actually work out when that is. I might even do it right. So I also have a free hit left. I don't know when I'm going to play it. I've said this before. I know you laugh when I said it. I'm terrified of playing it and getting a worse score because I think it's such a risk.
I think obviously you could, actually use it around AFCON if you happen to have a bunch of African. But how do I say this and not sound horrible if you were to snip that?
I think the problem with that is it's a short-term issue, but it only covers you for 1 week.
There might be a scenario where Egypt get knocked out right away and you don't have to sell Mo because of this, where everyone else sells and buys them or something. There might be. I'm just saying, if you're not going to use it at all, it's worth thinking. Or like, look at this week. I thought about this week. I'm like, all the attacking fixtures were shit. All the defensive fixtures were shit. Would I have been better to free hit? I probably would have brought in. I don't even know. Who the fuck would you have brought in? Like Wolves played. Who did Wolves play? Leeds.
I mean, arguably you.
I don't even know who I would have brought in this week on a free hit, even though all my fixtures are bad.
So I think for me, I think the free hit may just. I'm hoping the free hit suddenly be a week. I'm like, oh, for some reason this guy's got a 1 week suspension.
Right.
Everyone's got terrible fixtures.
Yeah.
I'll stick with Mo and Mo's got a knock. He might not play, but you might be fit in a week. Stuff I'll just go for it this week. Bruno's got a great fixture. I'll go like triple Man United attack or something like that. It may just sort of fall into my lap and go stuff it. I'll go for it, but I'm not going to overthink the free hit.
Like my whole thing was it just gave me an extra week before a wildcard to get a bit more information. So I ended up with like the same score. It feels like a waste. It could be worse, man. My other team, because JP went bananas right away. I was like, oh my God, dude, I'm fucked. And then it wasn't until Gio braced I caught up. All that did was let me catch up. So it was like, yeah, I think it is, you know what? It's just for a bit of fun. There's no obvious point gaining strategy behind it, is there? Some people are going to luck out and it's going to be like, well, obviously this was the week. Look, I got 15 more points, but like anything can happen in any given week. Yeah. And there's going to be people that get fucked on it. And it's going to be the same with the bench boost for the people that are planning their bench boost. I've been listening to some other pods that I like to listen to over the last few weeks, and like I've just been turning them off because, like, well, this is my wild card this week. I'm like, oh, everybody's just talking all these chip strategies. I'm like, I don't fucking care. I've used all my chips, dude. I don't care. And all I could think is like they're missing out on this player or this player right now because they're like married to using this chip in like 4 weeks, and everything they do is around this chip. And I think it was, even though I got 12 points on my bench boost, I was thinking, man, in most weeks that's not going to be bad for the actual bench boost. Like this week I would have done okay because Rangers happened to get 9 and I had like Esteve and Dubravka. Like it would have been a big week, but like you're going to have 2 or 3 weeks that look decent. Like, oh, I should have bench boost. Good luck trying to catch lightning in a bottle, though. I mean, to actually get 12 on my bench, I don't think was that bad for a single game week.
I think I got 14 and I had one player not play.
Exactly. So like, I think I don't think we actually did as bad as we think. We're just so used to using it on a double game week with like.
I think more than 10 is fine. You just go. Like 20 is a good score. I got 20 odd last season. That was a really good week. This time it just didn't quite work out.
Incredible for single game. I think you're going to see people that have like 4 points. They're going to have an injury, so a guy gets auto subbed in, like you did, but then their other players blank.
Yeah,
they're going to have like a 2, a 1, and a 1, and be like, well, this like 12's not that bad. So anyway.
So we should power through the rest of the questions.
Sure.
So Barry Scott asks, he's held on to Murillo, so he's now got 2 free transfers and options. On the basis he'll play this week, should you keep or bin him? I'd keep him. He's home to Sunderland. Keep him and see how he gets on. I wouldn't sell him.
For the week, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably sell afterwards because he's got Newcastle, Chelsea, Bournemouth, Man United, and their defence is only going to go downhill, you would expect, under Big Ange. So I think he's a hold for this week and have 3 transfers for game week 7 when the fixtures turn a little bit. Because that's when the Arsenal players look a bit more attractive. Obviously, I don't know.
My view on Murillo is like, if he's gonna play this week, yeah, play him. However, you're gonna sell him anyway, aren't you? And now that Ange is there, fixtures turn. I mean, he doesn't have Senesi. Senesi's gonna go up at least once this week. Who also has a good fix. It's kind of like me with Pedro Porro. Gonna sell him anyway in a week. So Senesi has like just as good a fixture. Might as well just do it now to get the prices. If Porro gets more points this week over Senesi, fine, so be it. But like the chances of them getting points are like in my mind equal. So it's all I know at this point in my life. I can't go in the future to see who actually gets the most points. So like doing it now to like build a bit of price value in a player that.
But if you could though,
the whole season, I might as well.
If you could go into the future, would you do it to work out the fancy football points? Would you try and do it to make more money in life?
I'd probably go see like when I die. I'm such a psycho. I have such anxiety.
Right. Okay.
I'd be like, what day do I die? Oh my god, I gotta die on that day. Fuck. Like that's probably
right. All right. I'm going to move on the question that I wasn't expecting to go so dark so quickly. Right. Dave C. If you find his team. So he's planning to bring in Haaland and Caicedo. That's a definite thumbs up from us.
2 seconds.
Shall I use
in the league? Yeah.
Mo and Goyi?
Who? Sorry, am I looking for?
Dave C.
Dave.
There he is. Find Dave C.
You found Dave C. Fogo. Love it.
So he's going to So here's the choice. Mm-hmm. He wants Haaland and Caicedo for this week. I get that, right? He either sells Mo and Goyi, or he sells Bruno and Watkins. Bruno every day.
Definitely.
Yeah, easy.
Just keep Mo, guys. Yeah. He's getting points even though he's being shit. And we haven't seen how he plays with Isak yet. And then if you want to do anything in the future, you could just easily sell him, you know?
Yeah.
If you do the like, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I think it's that. No, and also like Watkins has to go.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the only thing the only thing that's making you question it is Bruno, right? Because you're thinking Bruno's not a terrible pick, but the fact is,
what other options
ultimately, yeah. So
I know Kudos has just gotten points, but I wouldn't mind getting rid of him in this team. Could he do Kudos and Watkins? No, it's probably not enough money, is it?
No.
Holland's so expensive yet.
Yeah.
He's got like Cucurella and stuff. See, like I don't know if he's wild card or not, but part of when I wild carded, getting rid of those like expensive Cucurella type players is what freed up a lot of the money.
Yeah.
So like,
get that.
But that's a lot of transfers and a lot of moving shit around. So for now, just Bruno and Watkins. Look, Bruno has some good fixtures coming up, and he does haul in those types of fixtures. That's the only thing holding me back. I mean, you could go Mo and Watkins. Although then if you can just do Gooey, I don't know, man. What does Mo have coming up here? Mo has Palace away, Chelsea away, Man United at home, Brentford. I mean, he could haul in any of these. And then Bruno has Sunderland at home in a week, right? Then Liverpool.
If he sells Mo, he'll be wanting to get Mo back in 2 weeks' time with this opposite problem to not having Haaland. I just think it doesn't work until you know until we know if Isak or someone else can be a Mo hedge. It just doesn't work for me.
If you could keep Bruno somehow here too, though, like if you could go like Kuda, I don't know if this works, but if it was like Kudas, Cucurella, like Cucurella down to Alderete for $2 million with plus Kudas, I mean that's the same price as Bruno, isn't it? If you could do that in Watkins, I think I would entertain taking a hit there to keep Bruno, keep Mo, and get Holland.
But he needs 5.5. So Bruno, Mo is 5.5 more than Bruno.
No. Listen to me. Like one of them's Bruno and Watkins, right?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got
If
you.
he went Watkins and Kudus, he'd need 2 million. That's the difference between Kudus and Bruno. Cucurella's 6. You make him Alderade. I would do a hit with that over selling and keep Bruno because I think Bruno is going to get points against Sunderland.
But I don't think in that scenario he can get. I think he might be slightly short, but yeah.
Can't be because he's given Bruno and Watkins as an option. Kudus is 2 million less than Bruno, and Cucurella to Alderade is 2 million. So
it's 2.5 million less. That's what I'm saying. So I think it's slightly tighter than you think. Kudus is 6.5 and Bruno's 9.
Oh, I thought he was 7. Yeah, my bad. Sorry, I thought was Kudus 7 last year? Why did they think he was 7? Sorry.
So I think he'll be 0.4 short on that, maybe. But maybe there's something in that. I think there may be something in that. I don't so
somehow hopefully has 0.4 in the bank. So that
I think he's got 0.2 in the bank. But what he didn't explain is how much money does he have?
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I only sounded like a muppet there because I thought Kudus was 7.
Oh no, I think with selling Bruno and Watkins, he ends up with 0.2 in the bank. So I think he's 0.2 short of what you've just suggested, Kev. So he's close. So maybe push it a bit further. Right. I think we already chat about it. Barry Scott's asking, is Haaland triple captain in game week 6 versus Burnley a trap? I think from the conversation we just had, it probably isn't, but you just don't know, right? It's a tricky one.
It's also going to be like super duper popular to the point that it might end up being irrelevant if you do it because like most other people are going to do it. It's not like some wild week where you're the only person punting on this.
I think
the most popular triple cap game in the first half of the year. So, it's not going to, if it goes tits up, it's not going to be like the end of the world.
So, I mean, it's worth noting that he's got, because I haven't really, so it's League Cup this week. So you assume he's not going to play away at Huddersfield, right? If he gets a full rest against Huddersfield, that could also be a factor because the other games we've talked about probably have Champions League around them. So that's another factor maybe, which actually plays towards it.
I'm leaning on doing it.
Based on this conversation, I'm changing my entire plans and probably going to triple captain him then. And I'm not going to have Gio. I'm going to have all these Arsenal defenders and just buy all these.
I know it. I actually think it's a smart move. Gio's just so like we haven't owned him yet. You know what I mean? So it's like you kind of want to own him, but like he blanks. I think I forget. I was talking to Ian or posting on the Slack or something. I'm just like, the problem with this game is with forwards. If they blank 2 weeks in a row, all the questions on the pod are like, should I get rid of this guy? And then if and then as soon as he gets like a brace, it's like, is he essential? Like Chris Wood, right? Game week 1, and then now he's blanked. It's like, how quickly can I get rid of him? Or Watkins, right? And then if he scored a brace today, I'd be like, obviously I need to get Watkins to my team, right? So it's like they just don't have any other avenues to points. They're not getting clean sheet points. They're not getting bonus if they don't get a goal, and they're not getting defensive points. So it's like 9 million for that, which is fine because like we can get the rest of our team for cheap. But I don't think it's fine if you're not maxing your mids out who do have these other avenues. And that's assuming there are enough mids. Well, right now with Caicedo's and stuff, there are. And like none of us have them in our team yet. It should be something we should be like rushing to go do, but we're not for some reason because we like don't want to believe this is true.
No, we don't because it's boring.
It is. You're still going to go get Gio, even though like what you said is the alternative is probably going to shit out more points the next 5 weeks.
So, and then David Mutdwyer's the last question. He's done. So you may remember we had the debate a few weeks ago whether we should wild card or not, and free and bench boost. I think he bench boost, but then didn't use his wild card. He used the transfer to stay. He's got 57 this week. He's top of our league at the moment. So he's done really well. So let's give him some bad advice now. Let's give him some bad advice to even the playing field, right? So he's got Reindeers or Caicedo. I mean, it's got to be Caicedo, but I would argue get both. I think both. I want both.
I mean, this week,
this week's Reindeers, no doubt. You wouldn't even question it. You've got to go Reindeers over decided Sunday this week.
I think we got to go 5 mids going forward, man.
This conversation makes me think I have to because
be rotating Reindeers and Tarkowski or not Tarkowski. You know what I mean? Like Reindeers and D. Yeah. But like get rid of King and like bring the third forward down or something. I don't know. I mean, he had fucking Nico Williams get him 10 this week. Captain to Bruno with the 20 points. Like, dude, he had a week. Like all of his differentials are, besides Chris Wood, are good.
He got 72 last week as well, so he had a decent week last week as well. So he's doing well. Mm-hmm. Right. So Kev, we should wrap it up there.
He's number 1 in the NHS Cheshire and Merseyside IFL. I love these random leagues people are in.
Well, it's not that random. It's the way it works.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not that random. These people are randomly picking the place where they work and having a league there. Right. Cool. Right. Wrap it up there. So you may not make any transfers, and I may use all my free transfers. It's quite interesting.
From Pedro Porro.
Against an EC. Okay, nice.
Well, I'm gonna basically obsess over these price change sites now, and as soon as it gets near, hit it. But I would like to get to the end of the week because there are some like League Cup games and stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, I almost rage transferred last weekend Semenya for Gakpo, and I may now end up doing that move. That would have been a good move. It got me 4 more points. But you
should get angry more often.
Well, I was probably angry for about 2 minutes. That's the problem. I wasn't angry for long enough. By the time I found my phone, I was like, I don't care anymore. Right. Okay. Have a good one, man. Catch you later.
You too, dude.
Bye-bye.
What do I do?